you have got day 7 data. And then I told you the first thing, all the instructions generally I write inside the this within the core Java assignments itself. So here I could see from the discussion Vaishali ma'am was having, how many of you have not yet completed? Do you need still more time to complete day 6 employee organization, employee based assignment, or have you completed? I'm asking you, do you need time for completing this? Okay, those who have completed, very good. Need time. Some of you are saying need time. Okay, fine. Still working on it. So here, I'm giving you the next. Try to complete it in next, what, half an hour? Do you think you will be able to complete it and test it also? Yes, Rajiv, within the next half an hour. Okay, so start working on it. In the meantime, I'll not disturb. And if anyone has any question on this first point for completion of day 6 employee organization, do let me know. And then we are going to do together the revision of important code samples of today. And then we will discuss the fresh assignment. So continue with your work. And if you have any questions regarding the completion of assignment, do ask. If you are stuck at any level, employee, class, manager, or worker, or the tester, do take help fast so that you can finish it fast. Any of the faculties you can contact, any of us you can contact, but just do it completely with understanding. During the lecture, throws means generating the exception raising. Yes, generating the instance of the exception class. That is what it is, Rugiri. Yes. It is the generating exception means not just creating the exception instance, that is done with new Ragini. But throw means throwing it in the code. That is the meaning of raising the exception. That is what I meant. Anyway, we'll reach that level of this thing. That's code revision. And then I'll tell you the more meaning. So it means both creating the exception class instance and throwing it in the code, both.
Hello, ma'am. Ankit this side.
Yeah, tell me, Ankit.
Ma'am, how can we compare three things like color, price, and registration number at the same time with that equals overridden method?
And ending of the criterias.
And if all three are showing true, then only it will return the true. Otherwise, it will be false.
No. That was not the question. If you read the sequence document, I had given what is the equality testing criteria. I had mentioned it correct, clearly. So we are not looking at differences in the colors and all. See this here. It can repaint it, recolor it, and all that. Okay. So, or you are selling it at the sec. Okay, I got a glitch.
Yes,
Wait a
ma'am.
second. Yeah. So Right. I said I got a network glitch. So here I'm giving you the clear cut rule. It is only the registration number. That is why we wrote the equals method based on the one single criteria. Later we will add multiple criterias.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, in case of you are getting stuck, ask any of us, because in another 15 minutes I want to start the revision and discuss the new assignment also. So ask questions to any one of us and get the doubt sorted. Share screen and find out the problems. Yes, but Ankit, you should never give a default package that is without name. But whatever name you can give, you know the norms. It should be all lowercase. So don't mix it in uppercase, lowercase. Okay. You're welcome, Ankit. Guys, try to complete your pending assignment by 4:15 at least. So we'll get some time to revise today's classwork as well as discuss the assignment.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
in yesterday's assignment केस 4 में वहाँ पे हमें सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट बोला है, मतलब पहले वाली सैलरी उसमें ऐड करना है या फिर न्यू सैलरी डिस्प्ले?
नहीं 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 नहीं, सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट बोला है ना. इंक्रीमेंट यानी क्या? What, suppose you are given basic salary 5,000. User means your manager decides that you are performing well, so increment of 1,000, so that basic should be 6,000. तो add करना है. Increment यानी increment की value. You get yearly increments and all that, performance based increment. So that is to be added with the original salary. Clear?
Okay. Yes,
Hmm.
ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Tushar, tell me.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, how I can compare the object and the superclass instance? Can I do that?
You tell me in example, then I will understand you better.
For
Tell me
example,
what is it exactly you want to do, then I will give you a solution.
okay. Ma'am, in this assignment, I wanted to know that I wanted to compare the employee ID from the superclass and the employee ID from the object. How can I do that?
एक minute. There's no employee ID in the object. Object में है कहाँ employee ID? So I don't know what you are talking about. When you say employee ID compare करना है, so how will you say this dot employee ID? Because you will be writing it in the employee class, correct है?
Yes,
So one will be this dot employee ID, and second one equals method का argument क्या है? Object O. So you will have to do downcast from object to employee, and then you can compare the two IDs.
Okay, ma'am, I got it.
Yeah, got it. Very good.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
Just 1 minute. This one, Tushar. Let me just understand, because you might be doing something which is not required. So what is your intention? Is your intention that you don't want to, whenever you are hiring a manager or worker, you don't want to allow the duplicate IDs? Is that what you are working on? Are you around, Tushar?
Am I audible, ma'am?
No, you are not audible. I said, what is it you want to do? Are you wanting to detect the duplicate employee IDs in yesterday's assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
So I am saying in yesterday's assignment, ये लगेगा ही नहीं. Why? Because tell me, are you accepting the employee ID from user, or is your system generating it? Are you generating it internally?
System generating it.
So there is no question that you will have the duplicate employee ID.
Okay,
Understood what I said? Okay.
I got it.
So yeah, so that is why I said you would be wasting your time and efforts. So अगर करना ही है, so I have given the fresh assignment to test the equality, to apply your understanding of equals, so you can attempt that. Or I'm giving you multiple options. Whatever you like, you can do. What you can do is, एक minute, huh? Okay, so you can change. We can always change. So you can design like this. Two employees are same if and only if their ID and name is same. Or okay, better, ID and department ID is same. You understood what I'm saying? So at least, it will be a meaningful conversation. So you give me this criteria. The two employees are detected as duplicate employees if and only if their ID, which system generating, department ID, user supplied, if both are same. Okay, like I was telling one of you, ending lagega usme. Okay?
Yeah, got it.
So that, or I have given a simpler, fresh assignment. You can attempt that also. I can send it your way. Your choice, totally.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure. So guys, I'm sending you this. Anyone who wants something new to work on can look at it. But if you're busy, solving yesterday's assignment, first finish that. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. How many are still pending? Still lot of people are pending in yesterday's assignment. Give me a correct feedback, exact feedback. Are many of you still doing the yesterday's assignment, or are you over? I mean, is it over? Guys, you have to 5 minutes. No. I want a feedback. You're still doing it. So another 10 minutes will be sufficient. Okay, still many people are doing it. Okay, let's see. I'll again ask you after 10 minutes. And then after 10 minutes, I'll start discussing the solution of yesterday's assignment. You can check it. So I'm not disturbing you for another 10 minutes. Continue, please.
I have one question.
Just a second. Abhijit is
Okay.
saying the text file shared in the chat box is not visible. I just now downloaded. Guys, do you got core Java assignments text or is it not?
मैम वो फाइल्स में एरर आता है, मतलब वो टेक्स्ट जो
No,
होता है
Abhijit, other than Abhijit, I want others to respond. People are getting it. So Gaurav or anyone who is getting assignment is not updated. Okay, maybe now I gave a wrong version. Just a second. Oh yeah, it's not updated. My mistake. Wait a second. I saved it in a different file. Wait. Oh, yeah, Vinod, you are right. It was not updated, but reading you should not have a problem. Now check whether it is updated. Updated to contain the student assignment, student-based assignment. Got it? Okay. Abhijit, just check now once again. Are you getting it or are you still having a problem? Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll upload it on the Google Drive so that there is no confusion.
या मैम आई गॉट इट.
You got it. Great. Anyway, I have uploaded it on the G Drive also.
ओके.
So from wherever you want, you can get it.
And can I have word?
Yes, of course, Shubham. Please go ahead.
Ma'am, I just want to ask if we are given a method of toString in a parent class and we have to use, तो हर बार मैम उसके जो states रहेंगे तो वो हर बार change करते रहने पड़े. हर अगर employee में गए तो employee का state देने पड़ेंगे.
Yes, of course.
तो every state और common जो रहेंगे वो define करने की जरूरत है क्या मैम toString में?
नहीं, I'm not clear. एक second. खोलो, employee class खोलो. You open your employee class and tell me how have you modified this? This is where you must have overridden the toString. So tell me, in that toString, return ID,
return
name,
unique ID, counter, ID.
नहीं counter की क्या जरूरत है? Hello. There's no need of counter. ID, name, department ID or basic. सिर्फ वही छोड़ना है. So counter is not the state. Counter is a static this. You don't need to add that.
Okay.
Done that much?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so that is your employee classes toString.
Yes.
Understood this much, Shubham?
Yes.
Now open manager.
Okay. Yes.
So have you overridden in manager also toString?
नहीं मैम वही अभी
कर रहे हो. Okay, so now manager is a employee.
Yes.
We have done this in person and student and faculty and all that earlier. Anyway, so वहाँ पे भी override करो toString.
Okay.
But the basic toString basic, this information is already coming from employee. So here, when you say get manager details, I'll write it for you. This screen is visible, na? Whatever
Yes,
I'm
yes,
editing.
yes, yes.
Okay. So here, as an example, I'm talking about manager. Okay. At override karoge. You are the same method. You are modifying. You are sticking to the standard toString karoge. And yahan pe what is the requirement? The complete state of manager should be returned. So what
Okay,
will you do? Return. Iska first label de do because this is a type of manager. So add that. And how will you get the base class state? We have been doing it for so many days. Super.toString. So employee ka toString, there is no code repeatability. The whole idea about inheritance is reusability, right? And
I
then
was
you
giving
add.
every statement. That one.
Then that is wrong. That is totally wrong. This is what we have done multiple times. Check that person, student, faculty example. Anyway, and यहाँ पे तो फिर additional field क्या है? Bonus है. So then you can say performance bonus. Understood me?
Yes, now got it.
So similarly, you will be doing it in a worker. तो worker में भी क्या होगा? You will override string public string toString. तो super dot to यहाँ पे लिखोगे worker. And super dot toString तो common ही रहेगा. And what are the additional data members we have added? Our number of hours worked and hourly rate. सिर्फ उतना लिखना पड़ेगा.
Got it.
Got it? Okay, continue.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Can I share my screen? There is a doubt.
Of course. Yeah, sure.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it is.
मॅम ऍक्च्युली जेव्हा रन करतोय ना मॅम त्यावेळेस आता एंटर द एम्प्लॉय फोर्थ केस सिलेक्ट केली सॅलरी इन्क्रीज करण्यासाठी आणि एकच एम्प्लॉय घेतला मी तर एम्प्लॉय आयडी वॉज हुज बेसिक सॅलरी यू वॉन्ट टू इन्क्रीज तर वन एंटर केला.
झिरो ना एम्प्लॉई आयडी तू 1 पासून इन्क्रीमेंट करतोस का 0 पासून करतोस? मला तुझा दाखव एम्प्लॉई क्लास दाखव.
1
प्लस
पासून
प्लस आयडी आहे का? पब्लिक इंट एम्प्लॉई आयडी नाही. तिथून नाही तिथे नाही इनिशियलाइज करायचा. स्टॅटिक इंट काउंटर ते हे काढून टाक. लाईन नंबर 4 मध्ये इंट एम्प्लॉई आयडी इक्वल टू 1 काढून टाक. तिथे तू इनिशियलाइज करणारच नाहीयेस. एम्प्लॉई आयडी राहू दे तिथे इनिशियलायझेशन नाहीये. ते कन्स्ट्रक्टर मधनं इनिशियलाइज करतोयस ना. आणि पब्लिक इंट स्टॅटिक इंट काउंटर दिस डॉट एम्प्लॉई आयडी इक्वल टू काउंटर प्लस प्लस हे बरोबर म्हणजे 1 पासून करतोयस. कळलं? सेव्ह कर. पुढे आता एम्प्लॉई आयडी तू 1 दिलायस. कळलं का? जा दाखव ना कोड दाखव. टेस्टर कोड दाखव. केस दाखव. एवढं सगळं करायची गरजच नाहीये. आता कसं करताय तुम्ही यू आर जनरेटिंग आप लोग यू आर जनरेटिंग द एम्प्लॉई आयडी ऑन युअर ओन. So can you tell me what will be the first employee ID you have generated is 1. Next one is 2. Next one is 3. Right? But the first employee ID कौन से slot में है? 0th slot में है.
Index 0 index.
Index 0. So why you are doing all this if ID equal to 0 and all that? All that is not required. 1 minute. I'll take the control and I'll show you. So this is fine. Enter employee ID whose basic salary you want to increase. Okay, so this is fine. Here ID equal to sc dot next int. This is also fine. Now ID should be greater or it can be 0 also. Oh sorry sc dot next int -1. See
हे का करायचं man?
कारण ID आहे तो 1 पासून स्टार्ट होतोय.
ओके इंटिजर 1 पासून स्टार्ट होतं आणि इंडेक्स 0 पासून
स्टार्ट होत आहे. मग इफ ID इज ग्रेटर दॅन इक्वल टू 0 और आयडी म्हणजे हा तुझा आता इंडेक्स झाला. म्हणून व्हेरिएबल नेम्स देताना सुद्धा ना तू आयडी ने केलं होतंस. मी तुला इंडेक्सने दाखवते. ऍरे इंडेक्स. ठीक आहे. ठीक आहे. आणि बाकीच्या सगळ्याची गरजच नाही म्हणून मी आम जस्ट चेंजिंग अँड मेकिंग द व्हेरिएबल नेम बेटर. ओके. सो इफ इंडेक्स इज ग्रेटर दॅन इक्वल टू 0 कारण 0 टू लेस दॅन काउंटर. ठीक आहे. काउंटर इज फाईन. ह्याची गरज नाहीये. सो इथे you have already got the index. मी फक्त कमेंट करते. मी तुझा कोड काढत नाहीये. आता इथे विचारायचं if it is that means you have found a valid index. Enter the amount you want to increase. Enter salary increment. क्वेश्चन सुद्धा प्रॉपरली हे करा कारण ते प्रॉम्प्ट्स वरनं युजरला कळणार आहे काय. एंटर
हो.
बेसिक सॅलरी इन्क्रीमेंट. ओके, आणि
हम्म.
इथे डबल अमाऊंट केलं. अँड हिअर इट इज रॉंग. इथे बेसिक नाही बदलत होत आपण, बेसिक मध्ये इन्क्रीमेंट करतोय.
मॅम
सो
तिकडे प्लस
ARR
इक्वल
आय
टू
ची
दिलं होतं.
गरजच नाहीये. नाही, सेटर मध्ये कधीच प्लस इक्वल टू नसतो. सेटर मध्ये यू आर सपोज टू सेट द व्हॅल्यू. सो ARR तुझा ऍरे असेल, ARR ऑफ इंडेक्स. आय वगैरेची गरजच नाहीये, सगळं काढून टाकलं. हे कॉम्प्लेक्स लॉची गरज नाहीये बेसिकली. टू सेट बेसिक, आणि इथे ARR ऑफ इंडेक्स आधी गेट करून घ्यायचं. गेट बेसिक लिहिलंय का? गेट बेसिक. ओके, प्लस अमाऊंट. आणि बघू देत मला इथे, हे इथे असेल ते इफ कंडिशन मध्ये. आणि इथे एल्स मध्ये दुसरा ब्रांच. चेक युअर ओन कोड. मी आधी फक्त तुझी एम्प्लॉयची सेटर बघते. सेटर मध्ये प्लस इक्वल टू नाही करायचं. कुठे सेटर? सेट बेसिक. इथे नाही. सेटरचा मीनिंग आहे यू आर सेटिंग द व्हॅल्यू वॉट एव्हर युजर हॅज एंटर्ड. सो दिस यू शुड नॉट, यू शुड नेव्हर डू. दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट वे ऑफ रायटिंग सेटर.
याला टेम्पर करायचंच नाही अजिबात.
This is not basic equal to basic. Whatever you are taking, you initialize the value. हा norm आहे सेटरचा. So let me just check. You also check. आपण काय केलंय, युजर कडनं पहिल्यांदा एम्प्लॉई आयडी घेतला.
Yes.
एम्प्लॉई आयडी -1 इज युअर इंडेक्स. सो तिथून
Yes.
इंडेक्स काढला.
Yes.
This is the validation. If index is greater than or equal to 0 and index
If
is less
both
than
condition are
counter. I hope
satisfied,
तू counter
come true.
वाढवलायस ना? हा, counter वाढवलायस. तर in that case, that means valid index आहे. So you are asking for basic salary. What is the basic salary? Increment. आणि इथे
Increment.
तू अमाऊंट घेतलीस, हे सेटर गेटर केलंस. इथे इन्क्रिमेंटेड बेसिक सॅलरी
Index.
फॉर इंडेक्स. हे एवढं पण करायची गरज नाहीये. यू कॅन जस्ट से इन्क्रिमेंटेड बेसिक सॅलरी. कारण जेव्हा तू ऑलरेडी यू हॅव गिवन दॅट अदर ऑप्शन, कुठला? टू डिस्प्ले ऑल द एम्प्लॉई डिटेल्स. ते तू करू शकतोच. What I said is, हे बघ, मी असं
Index
म्हटलं
dot
की
display
दुसरा
details.
इथे आहेच ना. सेकंड नाही, कुठला ऑप्शन आहे तुमचा? थर्ड ऑप्शन मध्ये कळणारच आहे की सॅलरी इन्क्रीमेंट झाली आहे की नाही. सो इन्क्रिमेंटेड द बेसिक सॅलरी. हा जरी सक्सेसफुल मेसेज दिला तरी पुढे. दॅट इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन. कळलं मी काय मॉडिफिकेशन केल्या ते?
हे नाही कळलं फक्त लाईन नंबर 60.
60 नाही कळलं? अरे इंडेक्स काढलं ना आता आपण,
हा इंडेक्स
मायनस
गेट
एम्प्लॉई
बेसिक.
आयडी करून. तर ARR इंडेक्स का रिटर्न करणार? तुझा एम्प्लॉई रेफरन्स डॉट सेट बेसिक, त्याची सेट बेसिक मेथड कॉल केली.
त्याच्या आतमध्ये मेथड.
आधी हे वाच. आधी त्याची ओरिजिनल बेसिक व्हॅल्यू काढली गेट बेसिकनी, त्याच्यात इन्क्रीमेंट ऍड केलं आणि ती सेट केली व्हॅल्यू बेसिकला. म्हणजे मगाशी मी कोणातरी सांगत होते, रागिणी आय गेस, 5000 असेल. इफ यू गॉट अ इन्क्रीमेंट ऑफ 1000, तर ही व्हॅल्यू होणार 6000 आणि ती तू सेट केली एम्प्लॉई रेफरन्सला. रन करून
बेसिकली प्रत्येक वेळी व्हेरिएबल टाकायची गरज नाहीये. म्हणजे वेगळे
व्हेरिएबल
वेगळे.
नाही. आणि तुझा तो सगळा चेक होता, हे सगळा चेक नाही का वाचला? तर केवढी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी वाढते कोडची. यू डोंट हॅव टू चेक ऑल दिस. सगळं ते काढून टाकलं. हे सगळा फॉर लूपच, अख्खा फॉर लूपचं रनिंग म्हणजे कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ एन होते. म्हणजे एन टाइम्स द होल इटरेशन वर्क्स. गरजच नाही आता त्याची. रन करून बघ.
इकडे काय राहते एक्स्ट्रा.
ओके, तर तिथे सगळीकडे तू हे असेल. एक मिनिट,
एक्स्ट्राच आहे.
ब्रॅकेट मिसमॅच असेल.
एक्स्ट्राच.
हा, एक्स्ट्रा ब्रॅकेट आहे. कंट्रोल शिफ्ट एफ कर. बरं, मी केलं कंट्रोल शिफ्ट एफ, म्हणजे ते फॉर्मॅट होतं. होते एफ. सेमीकोलन राहिला. रन करून बघ, सेव्ह करून रन करून बघ आणि चेक. वन असं देऊ नका. ऍरे साईज दिलाय म्हणजे 10 किंवा 100 करा. अँड देन यू कॅन डिसाइड हाऊ मेनी एम्प्लॉईज यू आर हायरिंग. दुसरं पण कोणतरी आता करत होतं. गिव्ह द ऍरे साईज मोर ना, अदरवाइज हाऊ विल यू चेक वेदर मल्टिपल एम्प्लॉईज आर गेटिंग हायर्ड का नाही. एनिवे, आता दे. नेम ऑफ द एम्प्लॉई M1WN. कुठला डिपार्टमेंट आयडी असेल. एनिवे, आता 3 म्हण. अरे 3 आधी 3 म्हणायला पाहिजे होतस ना, म्हणजे आधीची ओरिजिनल इन्फॉर्मेशन कळली असती. एनिवे, दे आता काय जे.
अरे
एम्प्लॉई आयडी 1
अच्छा
100 किंवा काय आधी तू पाहिलंच नाहीस ना आधीचं
10,000
10,000 नाही रे 10,000 आधीचा बेसिक आहे
आधीच
आता
आहे
तू
10,000
increment देतोयस 500 किंवा 1000 किंवा असं काहीतरी दे ना आता म्हण 3 यू शुड हॅव सेड 3 अर्लियर कळतंय का बेसिक सॅलरीज इन्क्रीमेंट
आले आले
ठीक
आले समजलं थँक्यू मॅम
आहे कंटिन्यू anyone else needs help tell me I'm checking your code index is this index is greater than 0 or and this enter the amount yes yes you are right Mohit I checked your code it is fine so guys tell me you still need more time or have you completed the assignment I'm going to verbally discuss the solution also so can we start you have to respond others anyone needs more time okay but otherwise we don't get any time to revise and discuss the new assignment so answer me openly any one of you do you want me to discuss any part from the yesterday's basics assignment that if you are struggling in tester or any earlier code tell me we can discuss that much those who have not completed do they need my help do they need any discussion those who have done it very good excellent I'm talking to those who have not yet completed help chahiye kya kuch on tester or in earlier inheritance hierarchy nobody needs any help that means can I say that everyone has finished it people you have to respond otherwise how will I know nobody is pending with the yesterday's assignment which is great if you have already done it really okay so since you are not asking any questions I will assume that you have all done it and I'll not waste your time in asking you the same question again okay so like I said after this discussion is over you can still ask me so answer the question answer the next thing have you imported all these projects 7.1 to 7.4 in your workspace okay so because unless until you have the code in front of you we cannot do the quick revision part so here I'm opening please open day 7.1 because there are a lot of code written for the interfaces I'm going to ask you quick questions respond so that will give you an idea about the interfaces and everything so I'm asking you to open day 7.1 SRC and P1 this is how I'm going to take a revision and you can tell me that okay this is what you have not understood I can take that also first I'm just starting from the sequence okay so open has everyone opened can I start the revision okay so here participate open that printable interface so this is supposed to be a quick revision with your responses fast responses so when you say printable as an interface till Java 7 what all you can add in that data members and methods what are the implicit keywords you have here public static final for data members and public abstract for the methods so take a look at it and tell me is printable functional interface or not a functional interface is it a functional interface answer is yes why because it is containing single abstract method actual usage later okay so that was first one next one open that other one computable tell me is it also a functional interface answer is yes single abstract method and you can see it is working on 2 double operands and returning the result got it now open my implementation class now I think it should be easy and convenient because you have code in front of you so what does this tell you can one class implement multiple interfaces answer is yes that is the solution to multiple inheritance and What does it tell you more? So what this class has to do is it has to implement all inherited abstract methods. So which are the two inherited abstract methods we have? Print and compute. Print from printable. Just take the cursor there. Compute from computable. And what does this tell you? Can implementation class directly access interface constant, or does it require interface name dot member name? Answer is directly possible. Everyone clear so far? My implementation class. And here, then open last thing is the tester. So now, look at line number 6. Direct referencing or indirect referencing? D or I? It is indirect referencing. And what is the statement? Of course, thanks to upcasting. So you add a comment here. So what is on the left hand side? Anyone wants to tell me what is this printable? Is it a primitive type or a reference type? P or R? Reference. But reference has 3 subcategories: class type of reference, array type of reference, or interface type of reference. Interface type of reference. So what is the statement? Interface reference can directly, when I say directly, I'm saying without casting, can directly refer to any implementation class instance. Are you understanding the words? Left hand side is the interface reference, and what is the right hand side? Implementation class instance. And why this works? Because of is a relationship. Implementation class and interface have the is a relationship. 100% of you are clear? Is everyone clear so far? Interface reference can directly refer to implementation class instance. And when I say directly, what I mean is without type casting, because it is nothing but your upcasting. So here this works. So when I say printable.print, what will compiler check? Compiler will check. Compiler goes by the type of the reference. So where it will check for the print method? Compiler, I'm saying. Where it will check if the print method exists? In the printable interface. Very right. And of course, we have in printable print method. So compiler okays it. But JVM goes by what? Type of the reference or type of the object? Type of the object. So it will pick up the method from the actual object, and that is what will get printed. So here, what will be the output? So go to my implementation class. Output will be print a message, some message, and the value of the test data 123.45. Is everyone clear till line number 8? Understanding this? Next, this is how I'm going to revise. So here, second one. So can I say computable ref equal to new my implementation class interface reference pointing to implementation class instance? Of course possible. And then the same thing, indirect referencing was here, ref.compute. So tell me directly, the JVM will call compute method on which object? Whose object? Implementation classes object. Are you getting this? So in short, my implementation class compute, and here we are doing addition. So addition of two numbers will be printed. So tell me, all the statements from package P1, clear? Okay, so now you are going to play with the code. Some of you are still, for example, Rajni, you are doing the earlier assignment. So Rajni, I would suggest wait for a while. Otherwise, you will miss this revision also. And again, you will be lagging behind. So give me some 15-20 minutes and then connect to some of the faculties and get your doubts solved. Is my suggestion. You decide what you want. Okay. So because otherwise, again, same points, I mean, it's a wasting of time, of everyone's time talking about same. So this was the first one. Now do something. Okay. So here, open that printable interface. Open my implementation class and tell me, can this implementation class add its additional functionality, new functionality? Of course, the answer is yes. So do add that. So add new method. You can have it as a simple test method. Public void test. The whole idea is confirming. I said something, but I got question in the morning session. I discussed this point yesterday, but maybe it did not reach. So here, just give a message as in test. Done. Do it fast. Add a new method in the implementation class. You tell me when you have done it. This has to be the interactive programming that way. Added? Great. Now tell me, go to this tester and try to call ref.test and tell me what is it you got? Compile time error, runtime error, or the output? Of course, compile time error. Everyone knows this statement. Compiler goes by the type of the reference, which is computable. And here, when you say ref.test, it searches in computable, does not find it at all. So what is the solution? Tell me the solution. The solution is downcasting. So here you can do this is where somebody was asking me with interfaces, you don't have to do downcasting and all that. So for his clarity. So here you will have to do the downcasting. So tell me, what is the downcast you will apply? Whose method you want to call? About my implementation class. So add the downcasting, my implementation class from P1 and then check if it works. So here, run this and then this method should be, you can say, they say errors exist in the project because in some other packages there are errors. Say proceed and check if it is clear. Done the testing? Yeah, I'm showing my implementation again. I just added a new method, test. Got it? Nilesh, did you get it? Okay. So this is how you should be spending the lab session in trying out. When I say you revise the classwork, I don't know how you are revising it, or are you revising it at all? So I decided to take some important revision myself. Is everyone clear here? So this is your first one, P1 done. Now you can say Control Shift W, close everything and open P2. By the way, anytime when I'm showing you the code or when I'm asking you to make the changes, if something I said and is not clear, that is the best time to ask the questions. Not in theory session when you have half understood the things and all that. So now there should not be any ambiguity. You have the code, you have learned some concept. Now is the best time to ask, or tomorrow when I revise. Okay, anyway, open P2, A. It's a easy one. Interface A, show method. Interface B, here it has got a, okay, let's make changes. Let's make changes. Please open A and remove string message. So in short, the question being asked is a popular question. If a class implements, you can go, I'll go systematically. A.java, remove that string message. B.java, identical method declaration. And in my implementation class, remove this method. I'll give you a minute to make the changes. This size is not sufficient. Text size is not sufficient, guys. I thought this is 16 size. This is still not sufficient. Tell me if everyone says, yeah, so I can increase it, but it becomes, then nothing fits in the screen. So I think this is more than sufficient, Rohit. So here, look at it. I'm closing all the things. We are talking about day 7.1 P2. Okay, so open day 7.1 P2, open A.java. I'll wait here for a minute. I just want to take the whole revision the way I did it in the theory session. So keep void show. Done? Okay. Next one. Open B.java and tell me This is the another interface. Is it having the duplicate method declaration? Yes or no? Okay, so it is having a duplicate method declaration. Next one. Now the question being asked is, if you have a class which implements A and B, will you suffer from ambiguity issue, diamond issue? Answer is absolutely not. You're saying yes, somebody said still yes. So for him or her, I do not see who said that. So here, see this, my implementation class implements A comma B. But guys, why unlike superclass and subclass, why there is no ambiguity issue? Because what is it you are inheriting? Are you inheriting the duplicate method declaration or duplicate implementation? Only the declaration. And when does ambiguity comes in? When you have to choose which implementation to use. Okay, so there are, even though there are 10 declaration, there is a single method implementation. So the point I'm trying to make is, with interfaces, with multiple interfaces or multiple inheritance done via interfaces, you will not have, if you have a duplicate method, you will never face the diamond problem, or you will never face the, what is it called? Ambiguity issue. Is the point clear? First point. Are you clear or not clear? There's no compiler error. There is nothing. You have to tell me yes or no. Otherwise I can this. Because I'm going to ask you to make changes. Now tell me, now let us start making the changes. Okay. So here, what will happen? So here, open a.java and change the return type to string. I'm asking you to make very little changes, very small, tiny changes. Open a.java and change the return type to string. b.java void show. So tell me, compiler error or no error? There is no real life scenario, Rishikesh. This is a complete dumb thing to do. No sane programmer will do it. So the real life case is exam question. Such kind of questions are only asked in exam. No sensible programmer ever creates a duplication. So there is no real life scenario. How can there be a real life scenario? Okay, so tell me, compile time error or no error? 100% compile time error. Are you getting this? Why? Because, yeah, anyone wants to say, see, you can see it here. So why? Can you, okay, you tell me, because I have already explained in the theory session. Tell me, why there is a compiler issue? Because compiler doesn't understand. No, string is missing. Okay, you are thinking string is missing. Add that string version. So copy this. Here somebody said that string version is missing. So here, say string, and here you can say in show 2 and return something. Return some XYZ. Doesn't matter. It's not going to work. Because somebody said string is missing. You did not get that last step. See here, Kunal, a.java, interface, string show. Got up? b.java, no change. And my implementation class, somebody said, I was actually going to discuss the problem, but somebody said string method is missing. So I added another one. So now tell me, guys, working or not working? Still it is not working. Now can anyone tell me why compiler is throwing you out? Why there is a compiler error? Compiler, this is like a method overloading. So you are creating two methods having the identical signature, but return type is different. So of course, while resolving the method, which method to call, compiler goes by the argument list. And there is no matching. I mean, it doesn't consider the return type at all. So whatever you do, you'll definitely get the error, compiler error. Like Rushikesh was asking me, what is a real life situation, real life scenario? Like I told him clearly, guys, all these are for preparing you for exam or interviews, when they show you a code and ask you what will happen. There's no ID given that time. So you have to be intelligent, you have to be smart and say compile time error or no error. Are you clear why there was a compiler error? Yes or no? Okay, so now do something. Remove both the methods. Okay, let this have a compile time error. I have a question to ask you. I'm going slow. This is how you should play. When I say revise classwork, this all I mean. Go through classwork, this is what I mean. Anyway, so go to a.java and here change that return. Okay, let that be string. And here you can add a string message. I'm making the changes slowly. I'm saying forget implementation class, keep it empty. Then come to a.java. Here you give method string show, which takes a message. Maybe it is going to show that message. Got up? Done this much? I'm not yet asked the question. Have you done the changes? Okay. Go to b.java. And here see a.java may string show, string message. b.java, simply say, you can have the same or different return type, doesn't matter really. You simply say void show. Have you completed it? Done? Both the things done? So now tell me,
Yes.
can you write the implementation class without causing any compiler error? Or will there be a compiler error? See, currently there is a compiler error. I'm asking you, can you add some code which will remove the errors? Answer is yes. So tell me. So start with that. And I'm telling you, start in a very easy manner. So how many methods are there now? How many methods you will have to this thing? What is it called? You will have to implement. Answer is both. And there is no one overloading and one overriding. Both are two distinct methods. So you will have to implement both of them. Do implement. I'm waiting for you. So do implement both the methods and check if the error is gone. Yes, overloading does not check the return type. Already said Viraj earlier that issue is also over. So I'm changing the method signature. So do write some code and show me whether you understood. Error is gone. Okay. I'm waiting for others also to realize. Very good. So now compiler is going to decide it as or take it as two different methods. So I'm just going to use the shortcut. Guys, look up here and check what I'm showing you. You can just click on source and here you can say override implement methods. I'm waiting. Source override / implement methods. How many methods it is showing you? Tell me, 1 or 2? It has to show you two distinct methods. It has already selected, and this is what I was trying to tell you. So if one implementation class implements two interfaces having the same method name, which is show, but differing signatures, it is considered as a different method, and you can get to implement both of them. If you have the identical signature means identical method declaration, then there is no ambiguity. You get to implement it only once. But if you do the mistake and you have the same method name, same signature, but only return types are different, 100% compiler will give you the error. Are all three combinations clear? When you are playing with the code, when you are looking at the code, it should be more than clear. Everyone, I'm talking to everyone, not just 10 out of 200, 2 plus 2 or 220 or whatever. Are you understanding? So tomorrow onwards, you see, every day I may not spend so much time and revise each and every code sample. So when I show you revise classwork, this kind of playing with the code, making the changes, revisiting the code is expected. Okay, so that was about your P2. You can say Control Shift W, close that. Next one, open P3. I think this had that. Yeah, this is the same thing. So we have already covered that. The changing return type, skip P3. We already discussed it. Open P4 directly. I said P3, we already made the changes in P2, so don't have to worry. Open directly P4. Close first, Control Shift W, close all. Open P4, start looking at it. A.java, open interface A, data void show. B.java, int data 200 void show. Has everyone reached here? So tell me, what will be ambiguous here? The method or the data member? Answer is data member. Why not method? It's a duplicate declaration in A and B. So all you are inheriting is a duplicate declaration, but implementations are only once. But in this case, if you directly access data, how will compiler know which data you are referring to? So how will you refer to data in your implementation class? A.data or B.data. That is what we had done. Now open implementation class and observe once again. You had to implement the method exactly once because it was an exactly duplicate declaration, but there was an ambiguity in data, which we resolved it like this. Check if the point is clear or not. You understood that? Okay. So this each and every package contains very small stuff. Next one. So this we finished. You can say Control Shift W. Go to P5. And this was a multiple inheritance via interfaces. So see this, A.java. You are opening, first close all the earlier stuff. Otherwise you will get confused. Control Shift W. So A has two abstract methods. So you cannot tag it. You cannot annotate it as functional interface. Try uncommenting this and tell me, compiler error or no error? Of course, compiler error. So like I said in the classroom multiple times, currently don't worry about where you are going to use functional interface. Here it has a real life situation, real usage, but that will be discussed after collection framework in functional programming. Anyway, so A has two methods. So you can see that. Now see B. B is a functional interface and it has got a single method is even. Everyone is clear so far? Now open C. And what does this tell you? This should tell you is one sub interface, can it extend from multiple super interfaces? Answer is yes. But when you say extends A comma B, what is it you are inheriting? Abstract method declaration or implementation? Answer is abstract method declaration, and interfaces are anyway pure abstract structure. So there is no compiler error. So you can see that A has given you some show and convert. B has given you is even. C has given you print. So all these are nothing but abstract APIs, abstract method declaration. So if you want to create an implementation class which implements C, which all methods you will have to implement? Any one of them, all of above, or whatever? Answer is all of above. Starting from show, convert, is even, and also print. Mute yourself. So now open the implementation class. And as you can see, I had to implement show. I'm not given, it's a blank implementation because the point was to understand the rule. Convert, is even, and print. So are we clear about one interface extending multiple super interfaces? And how do you do it in the implementing class? Clear completely so far? Any questions so far? Rohit, I have said this so many times earlier. Functional interface is the annotation which indicates that whatever interface is following contains exactly single abstract method. I've said this multiple times to tell the compiler whether it is containing single abstract method or not. Functional interfaces will be discussed later, Rohit, with functional programming. Open P6. And this was a little, I won't say involved, but yes, little better example. So now go in a systematic manner. So here, no, tag interface is a marker interface. You're getting confused. Anyway, continue with the discussion which is currently relevant. So guys, open area computation interface. Tell me, which data member, which method you are looking at? The data member is constant pi, public static final constant, and the method is calculate area. So area computation interface is giving you the method of calculation of area. Is the first interface clear? Next one, open perimeter computation, which is having another abstract method, calc perimeter. Found it? Understood it? So currently you have opened, don't open anything else which I'm not telling you to. Two interfaces, area computation, perimeter computation. Got it? Now open third, a class bounded shape. And I'll wait here for a minute. You look at it. I'll start asking you questions. You have opened so far two interfaces and only the class bounded shape. Okay. So tell me. Now I'm asking you questions. When you say any bounded shape, what are the examples of bounded shape? So many. Look around. Circle, triangle, rectangle, square, polygon, 3D shapes, cuboids, cubes and all that. Spheres and all that. Okay, so they are all bounded shapes. So tell me, anytime you think about bounded shape, will you be able to calculate its area, which could be a surface area or anything, and its perimeter? Is it possible? Yes. So interfaces gives you the capability. So can I say bounded shape, any bounded shape we talk about, we think about, will it be able to implement the area computation and perimeter computation? Answer is yes. So this is what is the, this is why we implemented both the interfaces. But now you go to the next step and tell me, when you are inside the class bounded shape, do you have the actual formula for area computation and perimeter computation? Do you have the formula or you don't? So what is it we do? When you want to, when you don't want to reveal or, let out the details and you want to abstract or hide the implementation details, what is it we create? What is it we enter? Abstraction. So guys, listen to this. This is a good example which is using abstract classes also and interfaces also. So here, these interfaces is giving you pure abstract structure, 100% abstraction. Whereas, tell me, bounded shape, is it 100% abstract structure or partially abstract? I mean, partial abstraction or complete abstraction? Of course, partial. So tell me, in an abstract class, can you declare the state? As in non-static data members? Yes. If it is private, will you have to supply the suitable parameterized constructor? Yes, again. But what will you use this constructor for? Will you be able to create the instance of bounded shape? No. So when will you use, what will you use it for? This constructor will be used for creating a concrete. Concrete means what? Yes, Prashant. Concrete means non-abstract, as in your circle or triangle or rectangle or square. concrete subclass instance. Next question. Can the moment I say partial abstraction, can it contain non-abstract methods also? All this we had said yesterday. I'm just showing you with the example. Combination of interface and abstract class. Yes. So I hope everyone understood that any bounded shape, you can think about implementing interfaces, or rather any bounded shape must give you the capability of area computation and perimeter computation. And that is what I have done. People were asking me, I don't remember the names, but some of you are asking me, listen to the question. I mean, that is what I understood from their question. If I comment this line, my bounded shape class, will it be an abstract class or concrete class? If I remove this, it will be, no. Somebody said abstract. Guys, see this. I'm removing. Suppose I comment this particular implements class, then there is nothing abstract about it. Are you getting me? But then what is it we'll have to do? Anytime you create a subclass, for example, circle, rectangle, square, polygon, and triangle, every class you will have to mention implements area computation and perimeter computation. So you yourself tell me, mentioning this implement class in 10 different subclasses sounds better, or mentioning it at one level, super class type, sounds better? Are you getting me? Because somebody was asking me question, I remember. I just don't remember who, because so many questions I get. So that is why I took a call that bounded shape itself, let it be capable of implementing area computation, perimeter computation. But the point is, okay, you were more. Okay, so I hope you are understanding the discussion. Are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you more? Okay, so that was the point of design consideration. See, in Java-like language, you can do anything, but I have to show you the best design practices. So what is the principle of inheritance? Whatever common functionalities, common features, pull it out and put it in the superclass. So I pulled it in the superclass. You got it? Now, so now once you are clear with this, things are easy. So open the implementation class, open the subclass, which is here in front of you. So please open circle. Look at that circle class for a minute. I will ask you questions. Okay, I hope you have done going through it. So I have a simple question for you. What will happen if you comment calculate area and calculate perimeter? Tell me what will happen if you comment these two methods. Of course, compile time error. Do that. See, the lab session is such a great session that you get to actually see what will happen. You don't have to like trust me. So say mark it and say control/. Okay. So this is fine. This is what we did. And immediately you start getting a compiler error. But I'm lost. So you help me. Have I ever said circle implements that area computation and perimeter computation? I have not. Then why is compiler forcing me to implement it? Question you got? You understood my question? I said, okay, must implement it. One more word, Avinash, you missed out. Abstract inherited method. He's absolutely right. See guys, when you say extends from bounded shape, तो bounded shape में जाओ. Go to bounded shape. And bounded shape में, have you implemented any methods here? No. So with bounded shape, we are continuing with abstraction. Are you understanding? I'll repeat the statement again. Bounded shape में, the area computation and perimeter computation is not implemented. So you are just continuing, or you are just inheriting in the circle class without explicitly saying implements area and implements perimeter. You are inheriting what? Abstract method declaration. And what is the rule of Java or C++? Anytime you want to create a concrete class, you must implement all inherited abstract methods. That is why it is giving you the problem. If you say, I don't know, for example, I don't know how to define, I don't know the formulae in circle. Can I make this class also abstract class and satisfy the compiler? Of course, yes. So are you understanding the point? You are continuing with abstraction, but it's a wrong picture. We know how to what are the formula for circle. So here is where I'm stopping the abstraction and we have to supply the concrete implementation. So you can like mark them again and say / to uncomment it. Are you understanding it? So guys, this was the effort to show you both extends as well as implements. Means what? When you say extends bounded shape, implicitly you are inheriting from area and perimeter interfaces. And that is the reason compiler is forcing you to implement it. So I'll wait for your responses. Tell me openly, honestly, completely clear, whatever we discussed. When you have the code in front of you and when you are playing with the code with the morning part of revision, the lab revision always pays off, or it becomes really clear. Now don't waste too much time on rectangle. You can just vertically read it because it's all the same. So this is your another implementation class, another subclass also. Rectangle extends from bounded shape. Of course, it has got its own state. Parameterized constructor, which initializes the superclass state via abstract class constructor. And then what is the difference between these two implementation classes? Only the method implementation. Method declaration, of course, remains constant. And as usual, somebody was asking me how to override the toString and all that. Shubham, I guess. So toString continues to be extended. So if you see Shubham, bounded shape ka toString, I'm just returning X and Y. And when I continued with rectangle, I'm just adding the name of the shape rectangle, getting whatever is already done by the superclass, and then appending its own state. Tell me, are we completely clear? Got it? Very good. Can we combine those two interfaces, or do we have to create a new interface? No. Vinod, you can combine the two interfaces. I just wanted to show you the multiple interfaces thing. What his question was, I think what I understood it is, I can have this one interface, public interface computation. And can I add both the methods there? You yourself tell me, Vinod. Can I add both the methods, calculate area and calculate perimeter? Anyone, not just him? Of course, yes. But why I did it separately? Guys, I just wanted to show you one class can implement from multiple functionalities, multiple interfaces. But the answer to his question is possible. Okay, so these are all the base. Base means interfaces, implementation classes, etc. And we had written the tester also. So please open my tester. You got that? So what is happening in line number 6? So let us solve the RHS. The moment you see pair of curly braces, which is the object which is getting created? Pair of curly braces means what? Which is the object which is getting created in the RHS? Array. No, circle and rectangle is fine. I was talking about these guys. Pair of curly braces, I said. Array. Okay. And this array, is it array of references, array of primitives, or array of objects? Array of references. And what is the type of the reference? It is the type of the bounded shape. So tell me, can I say circle is a bounded shape? Yes, extends. So I can have super type reference pointing to subclass. So I can easily create a circle instance. But tell me, when you refer to the memory diagram, this circle object, will it be created within the array object or outside? Everyone can visualize. We have drawn the memory picture multiple times. So here circle object gets created separately. Separately means outside the array. Initialized to 1020 is the center you have for the circle origin and this radius, and its reference is added in the first slot of shapes of 0. And likewise, rectangle object created separately, reference added in the shapes of 0. Everyone clear? So how many objects are created in this single line? How many objects, please? 3 objects. One is the array folder. Array itself is an object in Java, and the other ones are circle and rectangle. Okay, and this is your standard for each loop. For each works on a copy. So what will be the first this thing? First will be shape is equal to shapes of 0. But what is shapes of 0 containing? Address of this circle. So tell me, when I say SOP shape, shape, it calls internally toString. So can you tell me, toString method will be called on which object? Of course, circle object, because JVM was by the type of the object. So this fact is nothing but your runtime polymorphism. You got that? And then you have something like, so another one. Okay, sorry. So this is your toString. For the first iteration on circle, second iteration, code is the same, but it will refer to the rectangle object and give you these details. Understanding the code completely? You can visualize it in the memory pictures also. Now the next line. Here, answer the question. When I say shape.calculate area, what will compiler check? Compiler goes by the type of reference. So just take the cursor over shape and you will see it is of the type bounded shape. So open bounded shape and tell me, is there any method? What was that? I forgot. The method is calc area. Is there any method calc area? Answer is here it is not there, but you are inheriting the abstract method declaration. So here there is inherited calc area. So compiler okays it. Compiler doesn't give any problem. And similarly, just check here. It is your bounded shape, and bounded shape has inherited calculate perimeter also. So there is 0 requirement of downcasting. And here for the first iteration, calculate area and calculate perimeter will get called on which object? Circles object. So it will compute circles details as in area, perimeter and display. And second time it will take it from the rectangle. So this was the complete demo involving implements, extends, abstract classes, interfaces, all of it, and the tester, which has array of references. So tell me, at the end of it, are you clear? Or if this is the time, I expect questions at this such time when you are having a code and you have that. Yes, 100% Vinod, try it out. Read his question. He's asking me, if you combine both the both the methods in a single interface, you can replace it by interface array type also. I just did not do it because they were spread across 2 interfaces. It would have involved downcasting. But answer to your question is yes, Vinod. And I'm saying don't just trust what I'm saying. Try it out. It takes you 5 minutes, not now, some other time. I mean, later you can try this and you'll see that it is possible. So this is what we had discussed in 7.1. Open 7.2. Is this kind of revision helping you, or are we wasting your am I wasting your lap time? Be honest, be free with me. Is this helping you? I mean, is it worth spending so much of time? Okay, so accordingly, see, I'm also like, I have to yet know you. So I'm also trying out different things. So let's continue with this then. So but only my problem is, such revision once we start, at least it eats up minimum 30-35 minutes. So that kind of a lap time that is reduced. Anyway, let me not waste time in talking about it. Please open day 7.2 and COMAP vehicles and open vehicle.java. You take a look at it yourself. There's nothing which is different here. You take a look at it. Day 7.2 and vehicle class open. Okay, so what is it we are having here? Private state, tight encapsulation, suitable constructor, and corresponding to string. All of you are comfortable with this code? Yeah, helpful but time consuming. That is why I asked you whether you want it or not. So anytime you don't want to waste or invest time in that, you can mute me and continue on your own. This is your lab session, so you are completely free to do whatever you like. So, but since majority is required, I mean, majority is liking it or, wanting it, I'm continuing. If you say that it is time consuming or time consuming, you can definitely mute me or you can, do it separately, parallelly. Next one. So now open the tester. Oh, sorry. I forgot to ask you. Tell me, in this class, which method we have overridden from the object class? Your choices are toString or equals. Only toString. So when you don't override equals, whose equals method are we going to use? Inherited from object class. Okay, keep that with you. Now open test one and uncomment the line 16 and 17. I'll wait for you. Uncomment, I said, line 16 and line 17. Okay, so now let us imagine that, you see, we are entering the details of two vehicles. And suppose the test cases, this is all test cases. Suppose we are going to give the same registration number, actually same details, fine? So here you can see the first vehicle object gets created in the heap with its reference in the stack. Second vehicle gets created. Now, answer the first question. When I say vehicle1 dot equals vehicle2, why it is not giving me compiler error? Whose equals it is using? Objects or this thing? What is it called? Yeah, of course, reference equality, but whose inherited method it is using? Don't answer me loosely. Take your cursor on equals and it will tell you. So it will tell you Boolean java.lang.object. So java.lang.objects equals method you are using. Are you understanding this? And of course, the next question is, tell me, is it based on reference equality or is it based on content equality? Answer is object class does not have any state to compare. So of course it is based on reference equality. Means what? When will this method return true? If and only if vehicle1 and vehicle2 are both pointing to the same object. But everyone knows this is 7th day in Java. The moment you say new, the new memory will be allocated. So all the time, whatever information I give, same information or different information, what will this return? True or false? 100% it is going to return you false. Okay. And now I have also talked about your hash code. Just take the cursor here and you will see this. It returns the hash code, and hash code means what? Nothing but the internal address. So tell me, what will be the values of these hash codes? Same or different? You've seen it, but I just want to quickly recap. And here, when you say vehicle1 double equal to vehicle2, what are you comparing? References or contents? R or C? References. So vehicle1 is containing some address, vehicle2 is containing some address. So this is nothing but your objects equals method. Now run it and check whatever we are saying is correct or not. So when you run it, please give the same details. Copy that details, copy those details so that you won't make the mistake. And confirm whether you are getting the same output. Same means it should be false. It should have different hash code values. This is your object class as equals method, and this is your comparison operator, logical equality. check if you are getting the same output. Actual values of address can be different, of course. I'll wait till you tell me. Answer. It's a 1 minute or half a minute thing. Got the same answers? Same answers you should be. So this is not useful at all. You can see that I'm giving the same registration number. I've given you the rule behind the equality. If two vehicles registration numbers are same, identify that as the same vehicle. So of course, this is what it is. But still it is giving you equals method is returning false because the whole thing is based on reference equality. You got me? Now make a small change. Here, make a small change. Write some code, add some code. Sorry, vehicle 3 is equal to vehicle 1. And then you're not allowed to run it. You're supposed to tell me what will be the output. Here, vehicle 1 dot equals vehicle 3. Type these two lines. Don't run the code. First tell me what will be the output. Of course, it will be true. Why? Because you are copying the references. So how many references and how many objects? 3 references and 2 objects. Vehicle 1 and vehicle 3 both are pointing to this vehicle object. So naturally, this is going by the reference equality. Of course, it will return you true. Try it out. You should always try out things. And give the same details for your understanding. And you will see that the last one, when it is vehicle 3 and vehicle 1, it should return true. Copy of references. Exactly, Girish. Sorry. Everyone got that? Everyone understood? But this is not practical. I want to test the equality based on some unique ID, which is called as primary key in the database language. Has everyone got the same output? Tell me, so I can take you to the next part and finish the revision. Okay, so now close this everything. Close everything. And last one, I'm not going to do day 7.4 as it is somebody saying it is taking too much time, and I agree with him. So here, open day 7.3. 7.4 you can revise on your own. That is having a protected and access specifier, I guess. So here, open 7.3, open vehicles class, open ComApp vehicles, vehicle.java, and tell me what is it we have added. Only look for the new changes. Only look at the changes. Don't waste your time looking at everything else. What is the additional thing? What is it we have added? We have overridden the equals. So people ask you, what is the need of overriding equals? Here is the answer. To replace reference equality by the contents equality based upon unique identifier. So which is the unique ID I had supplied for the vehicle? Registration number. So this was only for debugging. So now tell me, what is it you are going to compare? Two registration numbers. So tell me, why instance of checking was required? Why did we do the instance of checking? Instance of checking is required in only one case. Which case? What should it be done before? Before downcasting. So the actual question is, why do you need to do the downcasting? Here is the line where you are doing downcasting. Why it was needed? Compiler goes by the type of the reference, and type of the argument was object. And in object class, is there a registration number? Not X. Okay, that was a word exception. Yeah, later. So there is nothing. So I had to do the downcasting. Okay, so which downcasting we are doing? From object to vehicle. And before downcasting, if you blindly do the downcasting, You remember, if somebody passes you other than vehicle reference, which is the exception you would get? Yeah, user may enter in another type. So class cast exception. To get rid of, to avoid that class cast exception, instance of checking is required. Or later in reflection programming, I'll show you other API. There is a method get class and all that. So we'll discuss that later. So this is your code. And so when this will return true, if and only if the past reference actually is pointing to vehicle and the registration plate, registration numbers are also same. In all other cases, it is returning false. So tell me, today's your assignment is based on equals since it is such an important one. Everyone has understood it clearly? No confusion?
मैम I have little doubt.
Yes, tell me.
मैम ऑब्जेक्ट ओ लिखा है हमने जब इक्वल टू करके, तो सीधा व्हीकल ओ ही लिखते ना.
Vehicle o कहाँ पे?
लाइन नंबर 23.
You are saying here I
Yes,
should
ma'am.
say vehicle o?
हाँ.
Anyone wants to help him? Because he has a basic question. If I say here vehicle O, Rohit, right it is? Who's asking question?
Yes, ma'am.
Rohit. Okay, so here, will it be a overriding form of a method or will it be a overloaded method? If you change
Overloading
the
हो जाएगा.
signature, तो फिर we want the method overriding. We want to achieve, do you want to achieve compile time polymorphism or runtime polymorphism? Runtime. That is
Yes,
what is
ma'am,
the
get it.
answer. So this is your basic method. Okay, sorry, this is the overriding form. So you don't want overloading. And then you try, open the tester, and similar code was there. So tell me, rest of the code are the same. So don't waste your time. So now when I say vehicle 1 equals vehicle 2, okay, tell me, whose method is getting called? Equals method will be called on object class, java.line.object class, or on the vehicle class. The equals, whose equals method will be called vehicle classes equals method, which is replacing, which is modifying the reference equality by content equality. So when, what will this return? Answer is depends. If you give the same registration number, this will return true. If you give the different registration number, it will return false. I hope you understood that. And tell me, what will this method return? True, false, or class cast exception? Line number 16. 100% we have taken class cast exception. Guys, you are, I mean, where did you go in between? When you say vehicles equals SC, here you have already done the instance of checking. So what is it you have passed is the scanner reference. So that scanner is the instance of vehicle. What will this instance of checking return for the scanner? True or false? False. So it doesn't enter here. So there is no illegal casting. That is the exact problem we have solved. So it will jump to return false. And the method, that line, whatever line number, I don't remember. Yeah, line number 16 will definitely return you false. Try it out, run it. And you can play with the code while giving this. You can give the same vehicle numbers. Rest of the state is not even looked at. So it doesn't matter if you copy the state, even as long as the registration numbers are same, it is fine. And as you can see, if the registration numbers are same, it will return true. And since scanner is not a vehicle, so it is not even trying to attempt that, it is not even trying that downcasting. Instance of itself is guarding us. And if you give the different registration numbers, here also it will return you false. Check. Is the output and the discussion clear? Okay, so now the last one, and I'm going to discuss today's assignment, and rest of the time, if you have any questions and all, you can always ask. So follow my instructions. See what I'm saying. Copy this test 1 into test 2. How will you copy? Click on test 1, Control C, and click on tester and say Control V. It will suggest a new name. Just copy test1.java into test2. Tell me when you're done. It's a control C, control V, copy paste. Done or not done? Has everyone done it? Please open test2.java because I don't want to touch my earlier one. You got that? Okay. So now I'm asking you to make the changes. So be with me. Here, line number 11, change the reference type to object. Line number 13, change the reference type to object. Do only this much. Don't do anything else. If you want, actually, you can change this also, but then scanner.close will not work. Forget it. Has everyone made the changes? Change the vehicle to this thing, object. Done? Okay. So now tell me why there is no compiler error on this line. Guys, you are asked such questions in exams and interviews all the time. Of course, you are right. Upcasting. Can I say vehicle is an object? Of course, yes. So object type of reference can refer to anything. Similarly, this. Everyone with me? So now the next question you think and answer. So if I give the same registration numbers, what will this method return? True or false? I'll repeat my question again. I said, if I give the registration number same, now can you see that I've changed this totally? I've changed the type of the reference. So tell me, will it return true or will it return false? Your answer is absolutely correct. I'm not sure whether it is by fluke or really understood or not. Of course, the answer will be true. Are you getting it? So now you have to explain. It will be same as earlier. So anyone wants to tell me, when I write this, whose equals method will get called? In this new scenario, whose equals method? See, already people are saying object. That means your answer was by fluke. Guys, you are wrong. So much time we have spent in runtime polymorphism. JVM goes by what? Type of the object. And what is the type of the object we have assigned? Is the vehicle. So again here, irrespective means in spite of or whatever may be the reference type, JVM doesn't care. JVM is going to resolve it by the type of the object. So tell me, what is the type of the object you have passed? A vehicle. So which classes equals method will get called? Vehicles equals method will get called. And how do you know what I'm saying is correct or not? That is the reason I have written in vehicles equals. Are you understanding me? So run this code now with the whole explanation. Supply same registration number. And tell me, what is it you are observing? You gave me the answer correct, but so many of you had not understood the reason. So as you can see, it is still going because the famous statement compiler resolves it by the type of reference. JVM always picks it up as the type of the object. So again, it is still going to the vehicles equals method and giving you the same output. Understood the last change also? Clear completely? Now do a small, I said this will be a last change, but now it will be really last. Because you know, you are asked so many trick questions all the time and little bit out of the context and you get confused. So now please go to vehicle.java. Gone? You are gone there? Okay. So now some of you must be still thinking, I'm sure at least 10-20 must be thinking why she is asking us to add override. So remove means comment at override. I'm telling you in a very simple and slow manner. Comment at override. Okay. And comment this entire definition. I'm saying comment because later we are going to uncomment and all that. I'm waiting till you say done. Comment at override and comment this entire method definition. Let me know when you have done it. Rajiv is saying done. How about the others? Okay. So now Rohit had asked me earlier. So I don't know whether he understood my answer or not. So here you say vehicle, because his question could be so many other people's question also. So vehicle O, and uncomment this line, please. I gave you by mistake. So comment, uncomment this in vehicles equal, and here think and answer. If the argument itself is vehicle O, will you need downcasting or no downcasting? No instance of checking is required. Answer is no downcasting means no instance of checking also. So write that one liner. Write it. I'll wait for you till you write. And show me in the chat. Type it out in the chat. Have you written it or not? I want you to write after this. You understood my question, right? So return registration number equal to vehicle dot registration. I've used O here. So don't say that. So here, this dot registration number, this is of course implicit double equal to O dot REG number. Looks cool, looks simpler. Are you getting this? Done this much? Check. Don't do the changes on your own and then you feel confused. First of all, comment at override. Keep this in vehicles equals proper. Again back. And since there is no object and all anywhere, my code becomes simpler, less complex. Write this. Has everyone done the changes? Have you completed? This is a very common question, very popular question. Okay, so done. Now go to test one. Okay, go to test one and run it with the same registration numbers. Okay, I'll give you something else. So, you know, otherwise you'll get confused. Comment this line 16. So here, comment line number 16 and run the test one, please. Run it with the what? Same registration numbers. Okay. So here, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, some color and some price. And it says in vehicles equals, I told you to comment that scanner thing and it is returning true. So seems working fine, seems to be working fine. See this, it is calling your vehicles equals method and working out the things properly. Got the same observation? I'll wait. Okay. So you must be thinking then why all that business of at override? So keep thinking that. I'll correct you in a minute. Now open test2.java. Okay. Again, comment line number 16. We will uncomment it later. And run the code with same registration numbers. And tell me, what did you observe? Give the same registration numbers. Everything keep it same. So what is the answer you got? Answer is false. I'll wait for everyone to catch up. You got it false. Even though the registration numbers are same, you got the answer false. And forget that. But the worst thing is, has it even called your vehicles equals method at all? Are you seeing in vehicle equals method? Answer is no. So now sit back and tell me, where did we mess up? Are you understanding? See guys, I can give any type of reference, but still the code should work. So now open vehicle.java and tell me where is the mistake. I said that already, but I don't know really when I make statements, I make so many statements. I don't know. Wrong answer, Rohit. Yeah, reference address, yes, but this is not how I want the answer. Where is the mistake? Point out the mistake. Anyone wants to point out the mistake? Okay, it is calling object classes method, of course, but the reason, guys. Of course, it is calling going by reference equality. Of course, it is calling object classes equals method, but why? Reason I want. Guys, when you change the method signature, what is it you have got? Method overloading or method overriding? L or R? Overloading. And when you say method overloading, who resolves the method binding? Compiler or the JVM? It is compiler. Open the code. And compiler goes by what? Type of the reference or type of the object? Type of the reference. So when you went and called vehicle1 dot equals vehicle2, did it go by LHS, type of the reference, or did it go by the RHS, type of the object? Type of the reference, LHS. And that is where everything fell apart. And guys, I can bet, because I've seen so many freshers like you, if you make such a mistake, and if you have put it in a large application, it can easily take you hours. I was going to say years. It can easily take you hours to find out the problem. So what is a simple kill-all solution? Don't trust yourself so fast. Trust annotations. And the moment you say at override, immediately you wake up when you see the compiler error and you realize I have done a mistake in method overriding, and then correcting the mistake is so easy. So now tell me, has everyone 100% understood the worth, exactly the value of their lifesavers for a Java developer? That is why I'm insisting use them. Was the whole last 10 minutes interesting? And what do you say, understanding also? See, this is how I mean when you say do a lab session, this is what I meant. And of course a new one. So now quickly go ahead and do all the things. So you can comment this and you can uncomment this part naturally. This part you have already learned. So the whole idea was explaining you overloading versus overriding, and what are the typical mistake a beginner does, and what kind of a questions and trick questions and all these people can ask you, and still you have to survive. So this is what I wanted. Today it got little, yes. Guys, you have to give yourself time and think about it, and then it becomes so interesting. The moment you start understanding, interest level grows. Okay, so this was the revision. I'm not taking the revision of access specifier. Already it is 5:44. So now this was just a, like I said, this is how I can help you in the lab revision. So every day I'm not going to eat up your lab time so much, because then otherwise you don't get time to apply your own ideas. This was just one of its kind. So tomorrow onwards, it will be from you. You will tell me that this is the code sample we are not so clear with from your morning theory session. So I'll open that particular code sample and only revise that. How does it go? What is your, reaction? Is it fine? So, but like somebody said, it is time consuming. I totally agree with him. So we will just pick up wherever you need the revision, and I will just explain that part. Otherwise, it is like too much of time eater or time consumer. So now I'll since I'm anyway stopped your lab this, please read the today's assignment. I'm sure I know some of you are still not completed the earlier one. So today first you have to complete the day 6 assignment, which is now compulsory, and this is the optional one. But those who have completed, I have to give them some work. So here, this is the new assignment. So read this on your own. We'll discuss it in next 5 minutes and 5 or 10 minutes, and you can resume your normal lab session. Okay. So have you completed reading? Reading the assignment, reading the problem statement is done, so that I can start asking you questions. Okay. So now here, student registration is not the actual, it is CRUD. CRUD means create, retrieve, update, delete. But we will expand that. So student admission it is. Everyone can now relate it to the class. Can everyone create the class student from out of this? Okay. So this should not be difficult at all. And I have given you the equality criteria. So to make it interesting, here in my example, I had said the vehicle registration, vehicles are same if their registration numbers are same. So that it was based on a one field, one data member, which is called in the database jargon, database term as simple primary key. This is equivalent to something called as compound primary key. You're going to learn databases later, so that time you'll realize. So here I'm saying, if I have got two students whose roll numbers and the subject taken, subject course, you can think of it. For example, you are PGDAC. So for PGDAC, I'm starting the roll numbers, say 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And I have got PG DBDA, for example, another course, they have their own roll numbers. So when will you say two students are same? If their course, that is subject, is also same and roll number is also same. Understood that much? So it is a compound criteria, multi-field criteria. Okay. And now here, so of course you'll be supplying suitable constructor. There's no inheritance and all that here. Student is the only class you are writing. You will supply me toString because I'm saying display the details of all admitted students plus what else you will have to write. What else you will have to add? Everyone knows the answer. You will have to override equals method. Everyone understood them? Understood me? Okay. So I'm not saying, okay, I'll just give you the, I'll just ask you. So now tell me, are you going to use @override annotation or are you not? I hope you are going to use it after spending so much time there, right? And the next thing is, then it is, you will have to, now how will you give this compound criteria? You will be comparing the roll number. So roll number comparison is easy. It's a primitive type, value type. But when you talk about subject, what is the type of the subject? String. So we are going to do the string handlings tomorrow. I've not yet taken that. So I'm giving you a clue, a hint. So since it is two strings you are comparing for, I'm saying for comparing two subjects, use, because I have not yet taken the string, use string classes equals method. Guys, on the day 7 of Java, I want to just and is fine. Okay, but here is a big clue. I don't want to say anything more. I want to see with this clue, with this hint, can people manage it? So you will do the roll number equality using logical equality, value-based equality. This dot roll number is equal to another student's roll number. But if you do that for the subject, you will get wrong answers. So I have given you a small hint. Think over it. Okay, so this finishes the student class discussion. Next one. So now you are going to write a tester. Now we have done similar business multiple times. So I'm not writing create an array, ask user. That much is all implicit. So here in between you will create a student array with the size. What is the class strength? What is your class size accordingly? And first one is student admission. Array is a fixed size. So you'll be checking the boundary conditions. And in case of a success, you will prompt for new student details. But now here is the twist. The twist is you have to add the check, a validation rule. Would you like to add duplicate student details or would you like to reject such things? Do you want to add the duplicate details or not? Answer is reject. So here application, that is this application, should not accept duplicate student details. So anyone wants to tell me, how will you manage it? What will you call to check if it is duplicate or not? Equals method. Very right. So how? The answer is using equals. Whose equals method you will call? You will call students equals method. Okay, students equals method. And if user is entering the duplicate details by mistake, you will give her error message, duplicate student details or duplicate details detected, not entering. And if there are new details, of course, you will say admission successful. You don't have to print it from here. And then give me the option to display details of all admitted students, simple for each. But guys, my class strength could be 100 and I got only 50 student admissions. So tell me, null checking will be required or not required? Of course required. If you use for loop with int I equal to 0, I less than your counter, then nothing is required. But if you use for each, of course it will be required. So give me the details via toString. And third option is exit. So this was the explanation. I've just given a small hint here. Has everyone got a feel how to do that? How to proceed? Does everyone feel comfortable? You not got a feel, Srinivas? Somebody said not. Does anyone require more help from my side? Have you got a feel? Okay, guys, those who have got it, yeah, string comparison. I am giving you limited help, Srinivas. I said I've given you the hint. So you have to open the Java docs. You have to look for string class and you have to read, Srinivas, the equals method. That will tell you. So little bit of, don't, Gaurav, let's not do that because let people try it out. You seem to be knowing Java already. I want to talk to freshers. Okay, so don't show me on the chat. Okay, so let people do it in their own way. Let me see how many of you are doing it or not. So Srinivas, like I said, all answers are there in API docs. So open string class, look for equals method and use it accordingly. So this is all the help I'm sharing. Now for the remaining time, please go ahead and try out or now complete your yesterday's assignment. And when you complete, continue with the today's one. I'm still here for another 10 minutes. Whatever questions you have, you can always ask. Yes, Gaurav, you're right. Only thing is, I would write it little bit in a simpler and better manner. And you have forgotten something important, instance of checking. So just to add all those things, Gaurav, and then the thing will work. Otherwise, you may get into your not null pointer, class cast exception.
मैम ये
So now-
शेयर करना बाकी है ना अभी assignment?
Assignment I shared. This one, it is already uploaded. Let me just check. Open your this thing, Google Drive. I have uploaded core Java assignments text.
Yeah.
It is already there.
Yes.
Sakshi, I have already shared this assignment. It is already uploaded on Google Drive. Just check it once, guys. Is it updated? Before I go, you should confirm. It is updated, right? Okay. So just download this and you will see the problem statement. Omkar, you did not hear our conversation. It is already shared, uploaded on Google Drive. Check Google Drive. Found it? Day 7 not updated? What are you saying? People already got it. Oop with Java programming day 7. I have uploaded the fresher version of Core Java assignment. Anubhav, people have got it already. Can you use interface to declare our own abstract equals method? No, it is not considered. It is a non-standard approach, we know totally. So answer is no. The whole idea is to go towards standardization. And when I take the important topics such as IO framework and collection framework, they internally call object classes equals method. So answer to your question is technically it is possible. Technically anything is possible. But is it recommended? Answer is no.
Ma'am, what is GPA in that variable attribute?
What is what? I did not hear you.
GPA.
GPA. The this thing average, grade point average.
Okay.
You are a student has a GPA, right? The on the scale of 1 to 10. So that is that GPA, grade point average. You can convert it into marks if you want, but generally people use GPAs these days. Grade point average is the GPA. Okay, so are there any specific more queries? Otherwise, I'm planning to log off. I think people have started working on it. So that will be all from my side. And we will resume after the revision and all that. We are going to do from tomorrow, tomorrow morning I'll do a little bit of exception handling related revision and we'll continue to exception handling. That will be all. Have a great evening.